like to call to order the regular meeting of the Frankfort Plant Board on Tuesday, July 15th, 2025 at 5 o'clock p.m. in the community room at the FPB Administration Building. Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Member DeLong? Here. Member Cubine?
Here.
Member Mason?
Here.
Member Snyder?
Here.
Member Denton Mitchell?
Here.
We have a quorum to do business. Next first item of business is minutes from the last meeting of June 17th, 2025. Everybody should have them in front. Does anybody have any changes, corrections? No. If not, do we have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor of adoption say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Minutes are adopted. Item 2, conduct a public hearing. Mr. Snyder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This hearing will come to order. My name is John Snyder. I've been requested by the board to conduct this hearing. With me today are board members and staff of the Frankfort Electric Water Plant Board. We are here to receive comments regarding revisions to FPB's tariffs, specifically to add a certified water meter fee, testing fee. This public hearing was advertised in accordance with the regulations for public notification and appeared in the weekend edition, July 5-6, 2025, of the State Journal newspaper. To conduct this hearing in an organized fashion, we have asked that anyone wishing to comment register via email with either Kathy Poe or Kathy Lindsay. And this hearing will be conducted informally and voluntarily by the Frankfort Electric Water Plant Board in order to accept comments on the above item. Both oral and written comments will be accepted. Any and all persons present who wish to make a statement will be afforded an opportunity to do so. If you have a written statement to accompany your oral presentation, a copy of the written statement should be provided to the board prior to your presentation. Oral presentation should be limited to no more than 3 minutes, and if necessary, I will enforce that time limit and request the presentations be completed. I or any board members may ask questions of the person presenting oral comments where it is necessary to clarify the nature or substance of the comments. The board reserves the right to answer questions at a later date. It is the job of the board to fairly consider various points of view and information. We want public input and involvement, and we hope you do not find our standard procedures restrictive. Additional oral comments and written comments will be accepted on this matter and considered if they are submitted no later than the end of the normal business hours on Monday, August 18th, 2025. To submit a comment, please contact FPB at 354-4372 or on our website at www.fpb.cc. Before we open the floor for comments, do we have anybody signed up to speak? No. Okay, then I'm going to ask for Bruce Bratton to please provide a summary of the details. Bruce?
Good evening, everyone. So yes, the water department, we recently got a new test bench. So the meter testing bench has been recently certified to meet all requirements to test water meters under the Kentucky Public Service Commission. We want to make sure we're meeting the PSC guidelines. So meter testing is typically performed under 2 conditions. One is to perform routine testing throughout the distribution system to ensure meters are reading with the acceptable ranges under the American Water Works standards. The second condition is when customers question the accuracy of the water meter. Under this condition, a certified test bench that meets PSC guidelines provides the documentation and proof of the meter's accuracy. The service may be provided to any water service provider in need of a certified meter test. The water provider shall be responsible for delivering and pickup of any meters being tested. In turn, FPB will provide a signed certification indicating the results of the meter test. So pretty much, we, the water department, the meter department, we've gone through, we've gotten certified. So now the meter department, if we have one of our wholesale customers, say they have 5 or 10 meters, they need them tested, they can bring them to us, drop them off. We will test them, give them the test results. We are certified with our results to let them know if they do meet passing standards or fail standards. Pretty much a typical meter test will take about 1 hour and 45 minutes. The average hourly rate for water labor is about approximately $30. So the staff, we are proposing a certified meter testing fee of $50 to cover all the time frame involved with the meter.
Okay. John, how does that compare with other testing services?
So Bowling Green, for example, has a testing program Their test fee is a little bit less, but they have a very high shipping fee.
Okay.
So therefore, our service will actually be cheaper. So Farmdale actually uses Bowling Green, and so now with us being certified, they bring their meters to us, drop them off, we test them. Once we have the results, they still come pick all the meters up, that pass, fail, whatever, they can dispose of them how they want. And it's actually cheaper for them because they're bringing them to us and they don't have to go through all the shipping.
And this is a service we provide to the wholesale customers and other water companies. This is not going to affect any of our residential or commercial customers. For the
So
most
we
part.
actually, we do test water meters for our customers as
Right.
well. It's at a different rate
Okay.
because we have to go, we roll the truck to the job, we have to pull the water meter, we then come back to the job, we then do the iron 45-minute test.
Right.
If it passes, we then take it back to the residents, put it in. So therefore, that fee stays the same. It's $104. It will remain the
But
same.
this new fee only is not, it's a different one.
Correct. This is pertaining to more the wholesale.
The wholesale.
Wholesale route
Good.
for customers, yes.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone? Okay. Bruce, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Like I said, if anybody is watching and would like to comment on this, please submit your comments by August 18th, the end of the day, and you can reach us either at our regular phone number or at our website. John, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, sir. If the board would note, there's no financials tonight. Last meeting, David Denton made the motion, we accepted that we wouldn't do financials. We're in the middle of the audit. So in August, we'll go back doing it, but right now, rather than prepare those, the staff was involved in getting everything ready for the auditors, so that's why there's no financials on here. Number 3, public comment on any matter.
No, sir.
Number 4, department reports. Mr. General Manager. Harvey, Kathy Lindsay said this was going to be the greatest report in the history of the plant board.
I can guarantee that.
Okay.
We miss Kathy around here. So yeah, we've had lots of stuff going on around in marketing and communications. We've got our new Next Band packages launched. We did that on July 1st. Super excited about bringing new value to our internet customers, especially with our Next Band Local Plus, which is going to allow all of our internet customers, our Next Band internet customers, access to Cable 10 and other local content and some free streaming internet channels. We've updated the website to reflect that stuff, as well as other collateral that we need to make sure everybody's informed on what's going on. Been working with the advertising folks on new packages for cable advertising with our high school sports and other ways to try to generate more revenue on our cable advertising side. Cable 10 has been working with the city on upgrading the audio equipment in City Hall. And we've also been working on a conversion project of about 12,000 DVDs that are being digitized for permanent archival storage. And so that's a pretty big undertaking, but it's basically the entire history of Cable 10, so it's super important. And those guys are working hard at getting, working through those 12,000 DVDs. We've had some good conversations with Superintendent Kopp to help Franklin County with a student broadcasting program that I think they're shooting to get started soon. And Cable 10 has always been, super busy, and so you can see this stuff now and also in the future. We've covered 6 government meetings. We've had 11 live episodes of Around 10. This is since the last time you guys have met. We had the Flood Town Hall, Farm City Field Day, 3 concerts, 2 Trash Talk episodes, and then multiple Humane Society and Lifehouse features, local commercial productions, and the Franklin County Fair, which is going on right now. We covered the pageants this past weekend and talent shows and all the things that are going on at Lakeview Park this week. So busy and continue to provide, more content and value to our customers. So happy to answer any questions you guys have on what we've been up to.
I think it was a fabulous report.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you guys.
Next is knock. There, remember. Good evening. For June, the Network Operations Center entered 810 trouble calls. They handled 3,027 phone calls, and on the locate side of the house, we did 644 locates. So I guess since that was the end of the fiscal year, it looks like last year in total, we did a total of 7,133 locates. So pretty standard year, but a lot of construction going on too. So, and basically that's it for the knock, unless I can answer some questions or anything you have going on. No, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
And next is our customer service.
Good evening, everyone. All right, so for the overview of customer service, you can find that on page 31. For total number of customer contacts, we had 7,018 for the month of June. Now, our average wait time, I'm doing pretty well for the 3 tiers, under the 2-minute mark. Less the 4 days, less the 4 peak days, we're under the minute mark. We are expecting that to go up just a little bit. We have lost a couple of representatives, one to another department, one is on maternity leave at the moment. But we do have a couple of prospects, so hopefully we'll get those in here really soon and get those wait times back where they need to be. We did have 12 positive Google reviews with 1 service issue. And that's about all they have.
And did you want to say something about the employee that passed away?
That was an employee of the NOC, yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Shaheen,
sorry.
Yes.
Did Darren?
I'm sorry,
is
when I
Darren-
said lost, I meant to another department.
Yeah, no, I know
Sorry.
that, but I mean the employee that passed away.
Yes, Shaheen, she was a NOC representative, very special lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, always happy, but really nice, so she will be missed.
And Darren, I'm sorry, I should have called on Darren to mention something, but thank you.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Adam for telecommunication.
Projector's gone, it's messing me up. The telecom report starts on page 37 of your board package with the customer numbers for the month. The following 2 pages are the outages. We had a really busy month, a lot of storms, and some of the heat plays havoc with some of the electronics. Trouble calls were average for the month of June. On the next band, all the fiber has been placed. We have 7 ponds left to activate. We're in the process of either splicing or testing those. At that point, all the overbuild will be done, so that project will be complete, which is a pretty substantial project. We still have some areas where with apartment buildings, working with landlords to place some cable on those, but we'll work through those over the next couple of years, I'm sure. The grants, everything's, we're down to 30 no's, I think is what I reported last month, but we're at 69 that we still haven't made contact with. So out of the 30s, we're doing redesigns. The 69s, we're still trying to make contact with and get those easements taken care of.
So
We
we have
have-
30 that's just absolutely no-go.
Yeah, and so we've already started that process to go in, see what it costs to build around them. So we're doing that now. One area is complete. It's the area off Nineveh Road, into Wash Road.
Mhm.
That area is complete and it's being tested, so that'll be the first area of the grants that will offer service probably next week.
Okay.
We're working in the other smaller areas, and so everything's kind of.
Was there a predominant reason on those 30 why they just absolutely said no?
Well, I think one of them was they moved to the county to get away from all that stuff, so they didn't want it. I mean, it's just
Okay.
a laundry list of
Yeah.
reasons. So, hopefully one day they'll come back around. So,
But we've already spent the money to have to go around them, so.
yeah. Anybody has any questions? I'll be glad to answer. Thank you.
Next is the electric department, Ross Carter and Travis.
Thank you, Gary. Good evening. The electric department, departmental reports begins on page 41 of your board package. You can see for the month of June, our SAIDI numbers are at 41.118. Flip over to page 42. That's a breakdown of our 10 highest outage durations for the month, with a total number of affected customers of 1,014 for the month. Page 43 kind of breaks down those causes in the pie chart there. And then page 44 lists the interruption causes, with birds and squirrels being our biggest nuisance for the month. And I'll be happy to entertain any questions you have about that. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. The AMI installs are at 21,705 for electric, water 15,290. So kind of moving right along, getting very close on both to hopefully being complete here soon. The SEPA report begins on page 45 of your board package. Our SEPA bill for the month of May was $97,365. So that is a little bit of an increase from our normal bill. You may remember past years, when we get towards the end of the fiscal year, we can exceed our energy allotment. So there's a little additional charge from SEPA to produce that extra energy. It's still a really good deal. We're still selling it for more than we have to pay to get it, but that is why you see that extra $14,190. Our net payment for SEPA was $187,162 for a profit of $89,797. Happy to answer any questions here. Thank you.
For QMEA, I really don't have anything particularly, any new. If any question or comment from you, I'm definitely happy to answer the question.
Well, I'm thinking I want to mention and compliment Gary. This past week, Kentucky League of Cities, the group that they formed to represent the municipal utilities, met here in Frankfurt. They used this room. They were really appreciative, and Gary was the host and did a real nice job with it. So would you have about 30 some of them?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and it was good having them all here in town. So,
Thank you.
and got to talk quite a bit to Owensboro, who just signed their agreement going forward with MISO
Yes.
for future energy needs. So we asked them if they just want to run a big extension cord. So, but it was good to have them all here. And J.D. Cheney was here with the group, and so it was a good outing. So.
Thank you for safety.
Well, good evening. There's not too much to report. It starts on page 49 and goes to 50. We didn't have any OSHA recordables for the month of June or vehicle accidents.
That's good.
Yeah. That's good. It's good when I have nothing to say.
Oh yeah, yes, it's very good.
Yeah.
It's a great report.
Yeah. Any questions?
No.
No? Yeah.
Sit down.
Next is water distribution.
Hello again. So for the month of June, we had a total of 4 new water services were installed. We had 2 water main breaks. We had 1 outage that was related to a water main break. And of course, here recently, we had so much fun over on Northwood and Shinkle, we decided to do it again.
Yeah.
Same issue at a different point, so we went back, we fixed it, did some more preventative maintenance this time we were there. Actually, a valve split this time and a leak in the road, so it was kind of a double doozy on us. So we went ahead, the valve that split was on the T. We went ahead and replaced all 3 valves with brand new valves, put all brand new pipe from one side of the road to the other side of the road. It should not happen again because it's all brand new. But yeah, other than that, pretty much everything's business as usual. Very busy, a lot of projects going on, and any other basic questions, I'll be glad to answer them. All right.
These are.
Thank you. Next is water treatment plant. Brandon Powell.
Good evening, everyone. For the month of June, the water treatment plant treated 244,930,000 gallons of water for a daily average of 8.16 million gallons per day. Lock 4 averaged 9,656 cubic feet per second for an average of 6.2 billion gallons a day. And with the filter valve project, we've got 6 of the 8 filters complete. Should be a couple months, we'll wrap that up. And we also ordered a new low service pump, so that was in our capital project. So that's a pretty big deal for us.
Yeah. Now, when that comes in, will you install that right away?
That won't actually go in storage.
Okay,
So the one we have in storage will go in.
okay,
So the way we work it is the warranty doesn't start until it gets installed. So
Okay.
we get lucky doing that. So
okay. Question? Okay. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Okay, to action items. Item 5.1, consider award of bid invitation number 1828 for substation current transformers to Cape Electric Supply in the amount of $57,990. Travis.
Good evening again. So staff prepared an invitation for substation class current transformers. They were advertised and distributed to potential vendors. 2 responses were received. Both of these were for a Ritz transformer. The bid amount came in at $57,990 with a delivery of 21 weeks. This is for a budgeted capital project we've kind of had on our to-do list for a while now. So as soon as these get in, we'll be doing some work at our receiving station. Happy to answer any questions on that one.
Any questions? No, do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion's adopted. Next one, consider renewal of pole inspection and treatment contract with Osmos Utility Services. Travis.
Yeah, so this is year 3 of 3 with Osmos. If you remember back a couple years, the plan was to inspect our entire in-service wood pole inventory over a 3-year project. So this again would be year 3, and at the end of this, if everything goes according to plan, we should have everything inspected and treated. Again, this is a budgeted project. $210,000 is in the electric budget for this. They did ask for a slight increase based on the CPI, so it's going to be 3.7%, but we still should be in perfectly fine shape on budget for this one.
How many poles you estimate over the 3 years we will have had to replace? As a percent?
Yeah, it's probably in the 5 to 10% range.
And then how long before we have to do this again?
That's a good question. I think we'll probably take a year or 2 reprieve to get caught up on all those replacements. Then going forward, we can just have a conversation. Do we want to, so this being the first time we've really done a deliberate inspection and treatment program, we try to be aggressive and get everything in a short window. One thing we're thinking about doing years down the road whenever we want to resume is maybe, instead of doing it over 3 years, just do a smaller amount every year and just kind of keep it on more of a routine basis and have that, kind of the yearly budget amount lowered. So that's kind of what we're thinking right now is, we probably don't have to resume right away, get on a 5 to 10 year schedule.
Any questions? John?
Travis, say we put up a wood pole, doesn't get hit by a car, doesn't get, struck by lightning, nothing, no major catastrophe happens. Right. How long do you expect that wood pole to last?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, ideally, I think you're hoping for 20, 25
Okay. years,
ideally.
I'm just thinking about what percentage of we want to do, if you went to that approach, what percentage would you want to do? What percentage of the population would you want to do? 5%, 10%, something like that?
Yeah, I think 10% a year is probably pretty reasonable, and that keeps us kind of on a routine basis. Yes, about timeline, it's kind of cliche, but they don't make them like they used to when it comes to wood poles. Old wood poles were better wood with better treatment.
Right.
Most of those treatments are banned now. So, for better or worse, an old pole lasts much longer.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I think that's probably a good plan. Get on like 10% a year and make it more of a routine thing.
Okay.
Any other questions? Now, do we have a motion on item 5.2?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Contracts awarded. Item 5.3, consider contract amendment with Bluegrass Community Action for income qualifying energy assistance audits and weatherization improvements for fiscal '26. This is a renewal of the contract we've had the last several years that was in the budget.
Yes, sir, and I'll just add to that. So a few years ago, we increased the per home amount to $2,500 per home. That was based on kind of some board discussions and back and forth we had with Bluegrass Community Action. So I think the amount is good. Again, this is just kind of the standard renewal that we've done the past few years. There has been some discussion about, in years past, we have rolled over amounts from the previous budget year. so last budget year, they did not get a lot done. I'll just kind of be blunt. We talked to Bluegrass Community Action about it. They shared that they're trying to bring in some additional contractors to get caught up and try and use that amount. So that was one thing we had kind of talked about. Do we want to stay with the 50,000 for now? Do we want to roll over? It was probably about 40,000 from last year that was left over that we could roll over. So again, I think we're just kind of putting that idea out there for discussion. The agenda item was for 50,000, which is in the budget now.
How much do they think they can get done? I mean,
that is a good question. I have asked for some additional follow-up on that. I don't know if they know just yet because they were kind of still in that process of trying to bring some additional contractors on. This was, as of a couple weeks ago when I talked to them about the renewal. So a couple things we could do is, if we wanted to go ahead and do the renewal, it'd be in the middle of the summer, hot weather, get things going. We could come back in a few months and readdress. Again, I've put the requests out there. I've not gotten an answer back yet what they think they can get done, but
I mean, to me, what do you all think? I mean, to me, I think go with the contract amount, and then if they come back and say we got more contractors, we can catch up, we can get more done, then we can entertain an amendment now.
I agree with you, John.
Yeah.
I think if they did $10,000 out of 50 last year, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to throw 40,000.
Yeah, and I know they said they're trying to get some more contractors and whatever, but let's see how that works out.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve as presented?
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, contract's approved. And I'd asked Travis to check today. I saw where, I can't remember if it was Louisville or Lexington was doing something. And the last couple of years, we've contracted Bluegrass and asked them and bought 20 fans for them to give out during the summer for people. And they run about $20 a piece. So it'll be about $400. Travis tried to get a hold of them today, wasn't able to reach them. So maybe they don't need them. I mean, I don't know the status. It's a small purchase. It's a very small purchase amount. Does the board, if Bluegrass says they've got people in need, and we've talked about this before, you could go with air conditioning things, but that just runs people's bills up. The fans don't use much electricity. They're very inexpensive. You don't try to recollect them and whatever. I mean, they're $20 at wall. I think I looked today, they were $20.97 per a box fan. Does the board, I don't even think we have to take a formal vote. Does the board want to contact them and see if they want us to pick up 20 fans for them, or what's your all's pleasure?
Sure.
I think we've done it the last couple of years, and they seem to appreciate it and that people could use them, so it's pretty inexpensive item to move some air in a house, so. So I guess Gary and Travis, if you contact them, they say we have a need, but if they say no, we're good, then.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Will do.
Okay. Item 5.4, consider award of bid invitation number 1827 fiber optic cable to the Galloway Group in the amount of $229,800. Leanne?
Good evening. Before I present the award recommendation, I'd like to introduce you to our new purchasing agent, Teresa Cinnamon. She's been with the plant board for 18 years. She comes from customer service.
Okay.
So this is day 2 in her new position. So she'll be presenting.
So
bids
she's
in
the one that was
future.
reported
She's the
earlier that was
problem.
stolen.
Yeah,
She's the
well-
problem that she's left, and now that
We've got a
customer service got
vacancy.
problems, so.
So we're happy to have her.
Well, congratulations on your promotion, so.
Okay. A bid was prepared to replenish inventory levels of our fiber optic cable. 6 responses were received, and staff recommends awarding to the Galloway Group in the amount of $229,800 as they're the lowest bid and have an acceptable lead time.
And have we used them before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any questions of Leanne?
I thought you all might ask the price difference from the last time we ordered fiber. The 24 count is up 7%. The 48 count is down 7.5%. The 72 count is up 4%. 96 count is up 3%, and the 144 count is down 4.4%. So
Is that about what you're expecting, or?
I really didn't know what to
Okay.
expect. So,
I didn't know if that's what the trend you were seeing is kind of a mixed bag like that, or?
so.
Hey, any questions? Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Contract's awarded. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 5.5, consider approval of professional service agreement with Whitlock Consulting Group for software assessment and selection services. Mr. Henry.
Hey, good evening. So this is the first step in a multi-year project that we're going to be doing to replace our billing and our financial system. So this is coming up over a multi-year phase. So what we went out to do this time was look for a firm to help us navigate those waters. It's been 20 years with our current billing system that we've had. Came on, predated me, and it's been kind of managed with the development team that we have over the course of the years. So what we're going to look at now is to see what's out in the market. We've seen some things about some comprehensive solutions that are out there we're kind of excited about that could leverage some of the investments we've already made in AMI and our Esri system for our mapping. So I think it's just a new generation of the software that's out there. We talked to some folks about, how to navigate those waters. Conway, Arkansas is a group that we typically similarly comprised utility that's out there that's used this group. They came highly recommended. We put an RFQ out there to 6 different vendors. We got 2 responses back, evaluated them, met with everybody, and ultimately staff would like to recommend the approval for this contract with Whitlock Consulting Group.
Any questions, Ryan? So basically, they're going to come in and do the assessment, and then based on what they do, then you'll come back with.
Right, we'll be a big part of it. So I'll walk through that timeline a little bit. That's a great question. So initially, we'll do the requirements gathering with them, and so that'll be a very comprehensive project where we come together with all the different facets that are going to be affected by this change. We'll do an RFP development that will happen later this year. That RFP will go out in the November, December timeframe. Come back in January, February, evaluate the responses we get for that RFP, and ultimately come back with a budget item for next fiscal year for an actual implementation of the software that we're going to look to choose. So then we'll go through another 12 to 18 months integration process where we're trying to onboard that. So it's a multi-year process, and we'll work through that, and it's going to be a pretty broad-reaching thing for everybody in this company. So.
Okay.
And this
Whitlock?
professional service agreement, is that to help us through all these years of implementation?
This is phase 1, so that we allocated a budget amount this fiscal year to do phase 1. We'll enter into phase 2 that's a similar budget amount for next year that'll get us into the software selection evaluation process. If we were ahead of schedule, which would be great, then we may look to access some of those funds that we kind of budgeted for next fiscal year for that. But we'll come back if anything changes on that schedule, and hopefully we have good news that we're ahead of schedule.
Steve?
So this phase, if I'm understanding, is to kind of tell you what you want, what you need, and stuff.
Right, and they actually have another component of it. Ultimately this phase will end with an RFP development that we get out on the street. Correct.
It tells you that it meets all your needs and wants.
Right.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Thank you.
Contract's approved. Consider a bid invitation, item number 5.6, consider award of bid invitation number 1825 to R&J Horizontal Boring for installation of a water main casing pipe at Vandalay Drive for $550 a foot. Bruce, you're busy tonight, aren't you?
We miss Ernesto.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, a 12-inch water line is currently being installed for the Paddocks development. A portion of the water line will be constructed under the new entrance from the development located off 127. The section of the water line will need to be installed with approximately 180 foot of steel casing pipe. Invitations to bid for installation of the steel casing pipe were direct mailed to 7 contractors and publicly advertised. On June 23rd, 2025, 2 bids were received. You can see the attached bid tabulation. Number 1, R&J Horizontal Boring was the cheapest bid at $550 a foot for a total of approximately $99,000 based on the approximate 180 foot. Number 2 was the Staten Brothers. They were $1,125 per foot, so more than double. Importantly, the final payment will be based upon actual footage installed. The Paddocks developer is funding the project, and the project will be fully paid for and by the developer. Also, R&J has performed work for us in the past. They're also currently on site doing work, the same contractor on site doing work for the sewer department. So therefore, based on past work experience and lowest bid, we recommend the board award the bid to R&J Horizontal Boring in the amount of $550 per foot.
I might add, I guess y'all may have seen in the State Journal last week, I guess, the outline and everything that's gonna be at the paddocks. And my understanding is this 12-inch, which is a big pipe,
Sure.
is enough to support that entire development when it's completed.
it's
So
for-
you don't have to go back and redo anything. It's enough to do the whole thing. John, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Bruce. I think Bruce is gonna say something.
Yeah, just the, part of our, planning of this will be, it's going underneath the primary entrance, coming off 127. So we've already designed and planned to, we'll have valves on each side of it for isolation. Therefore, if something ever did happen in that casing pipe, you turn your valves off, you cut the pipe loose, you pull it out, you put a new pipe in, you reconnect it, it'll be valved. Anything ever happen underneath the roadway, that's the importance of the casing pipe. Therefore, should not have to do any type of outage or anything to affect any of the restaurants, potential housing in the back, apartments and some things of that nature. So, yeah, I mean, we just think it's kind of a no-brainer to go with this cheaper bid, and they've done good work for us in the past.
I'm gonna ask the question I always ask when there's a gigantic difference in a bid price. Is there any rhyme or reason as to why one of them was 100% more than the other one? I mean,
In this situation, this is actually one of the first times I've dealt with this.
Okay.
I think there's two things. One, we have positive recommendation on someone we've done work for, so that's good.
Right.
Secondly, if somebody doesn't want to mess with the job, they bid it really high.
Okay.
If they coincidentally get it, they're
Yeah.
making more profit than they originally would have planned.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I've seen on some of the
Right.
other stuff in the
Yeah.
past.
Maybe because they're already there on site.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, and that's very true. They don't have to move all, some of the heavy equipment and all that. They're already there. They literally, they're moving it from here to the parking lot, from where they're currently working to where we need them to set up. So, we're
Yeah.
500, 600 foot away with what we need to do. So,
Great.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Contract's awarded. Thank you, sir. Now, the next three items, I'll just kind of give a quick overview. As you know, we do an evaluation of Gary every year. We did it the same way this year we've done in past years. Everybody evaluate Gary independently. We compiled all the evaluations, averaged them, put together the thing, hands checked all the math. I summarized the comments that everybody submitted. John rechecked my comments and looked at them again. We shared the comments with you all last week in the scoring, what it was. Gary and I and John met before today's meeting, went over everything, both the comments and the evaluation scores. Hans has all the records in the process. So we've got three items. The first is, in front of you have Gary's evaluation for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2025. And the way we've done in the past, once everybody scores, it can't be changed at that point till we get to this meeting. Once we get to this meeting, obviously, before we adopt it, if anybody wants to change a score, change a comment, we have not adopted anything at this point. We've got a draft in front of us. So I'll either open it up either for a motion to adopt or to make any changes.
I'd make a motion to approve the evaluation as submitted.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Evaluation's approved. Item 5.8, at this point, we always consider Gary when we did the raise for employees earlier in the budget. Gary was not included in that, so at this point, we can give Gary 0 to whatever we want to give him. We gave employees 3%. In the past, we've given Gary the same as all employees have gotten, but we're not limited to give that much, less, more, whatever the board's pleasure is. So I'll open it up for a motion in terms of what anybody wants to award.
Go ahead.
Actually, I'd like to give Gary more because he's taken the 3% each year or whatever the raise, but he hasn't enjoyed any of the above midpoint, below midpoint things. So I wouldn't be opposed for myself another 1.5 up to 2 on top of the 3.
Do you want?
I'll
Would you
make
like to
that
state that in
motion.
terms of a motion, sir?
I'll make the motion for 5,
You want to make that retroactive to July 1st, start of the fiscal year?
if that's what you tell me to do.
So we have a motion to award Gary 5% for fiscal year 2026.
I will note David's not here, so really we can do anything.
We could do,
Without freaking out, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And she'll tell. And she'll tell.
Staring daggers at you right now.
She will tell.
Behind you, John, so I can't really. Okay. I'll second that.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Salaries awarded. Last is you have the criteria in front of you for fiscal year 2026. You've got all three documents in front of you. And that's criteria that just pulled together based on this year plus major things. Again, this one's not been adopted, so we've got 10 items, but we can have as many or as few items on this as we wanted. So whatever the board's pleasure is in terms of adopting these or making any changes. Catherine in the agenda meeting added number 10 on. And so again, feel free, anybody want to make any changes or make a motion?
And 10 was on it previously.
Right, yes.
I'm okay with the list. I will make a comment that this performance is pretty much is project driven, and most of those projects are probably not under his direct control and factor. So again, it hasn't impacted yet. So I guess I just make the comment to point that out that most of those things aren't going to be under his.
But we've never had a problem with unfair criteria anyway, so.
Ultimately, they're all under his control.
I'll make a,
No, go ahead.
okay. I was just gonna make a motion, but if you have
No, I was just gonna agree with Mr. Snyder that they are all under him.
Well, yeah, literally.
Okay, so I make a motion that we adopt the
Criteria.
evaluation criteria as written.
Second.
We have a motion second to adopt criteria. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Well, Gary, you lose on all three counts, buddy. Okay, general manager comments. Gary, you got anything?
Not any particular, but we do have sample one, this is have a separate item.
Yeah.
Which one?
The EV charging. EV charging.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's
old
every, yeah.
New business,
Okay.
yeah.
I would add under old and new business, correct me if I'm wrong, Hans, I think you said we needed, for next month, you all have got a copy in front of you of a draft RFP with GDS for energy planning, and GDS will be here next month to have that discussion, so everybody's got a copy of that to look at. And the general criteria is, the idea I think that Gary and Travis have put together at this point is that we would want an RFP as broad as possible to get as many ideas, as many vendors, as many different options on solar, everything we can think of to kind of get a really good feel for the market. Let GDS walk us through it, then we go through the process, bring it back, have that discussion, have public input, maybe have to do it again, or perhaps depending on what kind of responses we get, work from that. We don't know what we're going to get. Owen, like I said, I mentioned earlier, Owensboro's process went very well, and I think given what they bid and what they're pricing, I think we have every reason to be hopeful on it. We've still got deep pancaking hanging out there, which has cast a shadow in a way in terms of, what's available and not. But next month, take a look at that, talk to Gary and Travis, and then we'll have GDS here next month. Did I do anything wrong, Hans?
No, sir. No.
Is that
No, sir.
okay? Next item, EV charging. Travis, what you've got in front of you is Gary and I and Travis had a chance to talk with city officials, and as you know, we've had discussions. And I actually went down Home Street the other day and noticed they're coming right along on rebuilding the new farmer's market. The roof's up, and but we've got several charging stations we need to locate or relocate. So Travis, you want to tell us what we got?
Sure, yeah, so we've got 3 level 2 stations that are deployed now. They've been in service many years and are available to the public. I'll start kind of with the big one. We've had several conversations about the DC station, which is the more expensive one, the fast charger.
And that's one we've got in storage we've never deployed yet, right?
Exactly, yes. It's been in storage for a while. We had a location selected downtown. That was kind of moving forward. We ran into an easement issue that became an issue we ultimately couldn't really overcome. So we think we have settled on a location for the DC station. What we'd like to do is install it on Olive Street, where the level 2 is now. It's kind of right central downtown. For those not familiar, Olive Street is behind the old rail depot running next to the bank, that alley there. So that will be the home of the fast charging station. The existing level 2 there will be relocated to East Frankfort Park. What we were thinking there, they've got quite a bit of work planned for the pickleball and tennis courts, try and be somewhere adjacent to that in a good parking spot, kind of close to their improvements there.
Yeah, apparently the city officials told us that apparently, I guess, East Frankfort's gonna be totally renovated and redone. And they're expecting a lot of traffic there, a lot of activity, and thought that, they basically thought that would be a good location, because we've got one at Juniper, right?
We do have one
Yeah.
at Juniper Hill, yep, right next to the golf shop.
Mhm.
So yeah, that one we intend to keep there. It's doing well right where it's at. And you mentioned the farmers market. So there's one at the existing farmers market at Riverview Park. Whenever the city's ready for us to move it, the idea is we'll take that one and move it to the Home Street location.
I think the city would like us to put the charging station and the water fountain, right, from
That was
the
my-
current farmer's market out to the new location on Home Street.
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
Yes, they want it all to go to the new spot. Yeah. So we're just kind of whenever they tell us they're ready for it, we can. It's a pretty easy move to relocate those. So again, that's kind of overall the plan. We've got it as an information item. I don't know that there's any action that has to be taken. If we get the nod, we'll kind of proceed as described.
Where we've been up to this point is we kind of deferred to the city and asked them to give us some guidance. The city is no longer paying for the charging. They will have
Correct.
Credit card, whatever on them, so
Right.
people will pay for their electricity.
Exactly. Yes.
And so basically, unless, we obviously don't have to do it this way, but this is what the city has indicated they thought would be the best deployment, so.
And I should add, in terms of infrastructure and any kind of extensions we would have to do internally, these all kind of make sense. They're pretty easy places to pick up. The DC, we have to have 3-phase 480. We have it there on all the streets, so it kind of makes sense from our perspective too. That one.
And while you're up there, Travis, Gary, is there anything else you all want to say about the GDS coming next month, or kind of about what Owensboro did, or what else is going on?
Not much, except, GDS is, in the business for a long time, provide a lot of service to many municipal in this country.
And they helped Owensboro, right?
Yeah, they are the one help Owensboro mitigate through this difficult time right now. They've been help other Kentucky municipal before too. So I think they are a very capable firm. As me and Travis agree on that, and that's pretty much. Any other question you'd like to?
And so the timeline you're kind of thinking, Gary, is we have the discussion, get the RFP on the street, but depending on what the board decides next month, but maybe
Yes.
September, October?
Yeah, that's kind of window time. Typically they're looking for 2 months minimum, maybe a little longer, depends on the holiday season. So looking for maybe early next year, then they can receive the result of it. Then they're gonna have a process internally to review all the, hopefully many application, then process. Because not even we try to GDS try to go as a detailed request, detail as possible, but each provider provided could be a different. So they have to be hopefully can make all in the equal field. Then we can easily to compare each one, and to help us, particularly the board, to make a decision in the future.
And I think Hans will present to us, correct me if I'm wrong, Hans, at next month's meeting, for the board to consider if we want to adopt part of the state law of the state's model procurement code that would allow us, if we get 3 great proposals in, to actually allow us to sit down and have detailed discussions with those 3, if we chose to. It would not be mandatory, but the state's model procurement code has a provision called what, competitive negotiation, Hans?
It expressly allows for competitive negotiation. I talked a little with Gary. That really lends itself to sort of non-standard products, non-standard procurements for, just like, you have the electricity, obviously, and then you also have other components like transmission. So I'd recommend that we adopt that. We've used that methodology in the past for the AMI procurement back in 2018. And I have Owensboro's adopted.
Yeah, they said their general manager said they sent that up to you. They're,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. So it's a good model to follow, and it would just take a good framework, and it has I went through the 45A kind of created a checklist of the elements that need to be in there, so Owensboro, we have everything we need, if that's what.
And that'd be something for us to talk about next month, so just be thinking enhanced, maybe we can give them a copy of the statute and everything to see. The state used it fairly often. I mean, it's in state law. It meets the state's model procurement code, and it'd just be a matter if we want to go that route, but we don't have to, so.
Yes, you're right. They're basically three. You got the standard 424-260, and then the state model procurement code, and then what we have is the local model procurement code, and it's basically the states renumbered. So pretty simple framework.
Okay. So, any other discussion on that? But that's definitely be on the agenda for next month, so be thinking about that. So with that, Mr. Snyder?
Mr. Chairman, I would request permission to call a closed session pursuant to KRS 61-810-1C to discuss pending or proposed litigation regarding a contract matter, an insurance matter, administrative agency matter, declaratory judgment regarding property, and an MDL matter. Also under KRS 61-810-1B for deliberation on the future acquisition of a specific piece of real property, since publicly discussion would likely affect the value of the property, and under 61-810-1N to select a successful bidder for the award of a local contract.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor of going into closed session for the stated purpose, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We're in closed session. We'll motion to come out of closed session?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second to come out of closed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Mr. Snyder?
Mr. Chairman, no action is required on any of the items discussed during the closed session.
Given that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yeah.
We have a motion second. All those in favor of adjournment say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.